Today, we are talking about how to drive a narcissist absolutely crazy, but not through revenge or rage. We are going to dismantle their control over your mind, their control over your emotions, their control over your life, both spiritually as well as psychologically. And whether you've left the narcissist or you're still with them, this video is your guide to breaking free right in front of their face. If you're with me on this, I'd like to say you are in good company. And so stay tuned to the video till the very end. My name is Iyaboyole, and on this channel I share biblical wisdom for dealing with the scourge, the pain, as well as the mess of narcissistic abuse. And if you're serious about healing from narcissistic abuse, you're going to hit the subscribe button right away in order for you to become a member of this strong and supportive community where we hold hands virtually in our fight against narcissistic abuse. Thank you if you just did that. And so what is the psychological warfare? Silent power. That is how you're going to fight with your silence. Let's get one thing straight. Narcissists expect you to be intimidated. They expect you to crumble when they raise their voice. They expect you to crumble when they threaten to leave. They expect you to crumble when they withdraw love. But here's how you flip the script. Refuse to argue. That's the first thing you can do to drive a narcissist crazy. Narcissists feed off drama. When you argue, they feel powerful. When you explain, they feel in control. When you defend yourself, they feel like they matter. And so refuse to argue. So what drives them crazy? Your silence, your peace, shrugging your shoulders. And we've got a video on your silence is your power. I'll link to it in the description. And so go ahead and use phrases like, you are entitled to your opinion. Use phrases like, that's interesting. Use phrases like, okay, in an emotionless way. And that threatens the ego of the narcissist. You rob them of supply without raising your voice. Yes, that's so powerful. And I've seen this work in my own life, and I highly, highly recommend it. And so let me quickly tell you about my free ebook, which is available for immediate download. Just send the word hacks in the comments and you'll get a copy. And the ebook is titled Reclaiming You 11 Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Hacks to Reclaim Your Life and Your Power. If you feel your life is slipping out of your hands, this free ebook is for you. Go get a copy by sending the word hacks in the comments, HACKS. Thank you if you just did that. Now, the second way to drive a narcissist crazy, aside from refusing to argue, is to live like a free person right in front of them. They want to see you shackled to their moods. So the most rebellious thing you can do is be happy without them, laugh without them, travel without them, start that business without them. Put on your favorite outfit and walk tall like you are untouchable. Because you are untouchable as a son of the Most High God, as a daughter of the Most High God, you are untouchable, and let your healing and your joy mock their control. Narcissists cannot stand your joy. I won't lie about that. They don't want you to be happy, never ever. And so let your healing and your joy mock their control, not with words, but with your life, with the way you live your life. And so let me quickly tell you about one workbook that has helped me to live the kind of life that I truly desire, that God desires for me. It's a healing and faith-based workbook, and it contains the exact 51 lifestyle changes I have had to make to survive narcissistic abuse as well as thrive. It's predicated on the firm belief that hope doesn't lie in our situation changing, but we allow the situation to change us. And so there are so many lifestyle changes we've got to make if you want to escape narcissistic abuse as well as thrive. And I compiled it in this resource, which I wish I had when I was taking narcissistic abuse, but I never had it. And so I decided to create it for my fellow survivors. And so if you truly care about your healing, I highly recommend it. And I'll drop the link in the description for you to check it out. And so the third thing you can do is to build separate, nourishing relationships. Narcissists isolate you because they want you to be their sun and moon. So reconnect with your people, join a support group, get a therapist, bond with your kids, bond with your siblings, bond with your church family, bond with your tribe. Nothing enrages a narcissist like seeing you loved and supported by other people. And so nothing enrages a narcissist like seeing you loved and supported without them. It tells them, you are not my source anymore. You are not my source anymore. Fourth thing you can do to drive a narcissist crazy is be a distinct, unshakable person. Now, narcissists hate boundaries because they expose their lack of control, and so they hate it when you set boundaries. So be unapologetically you. Yes, be unapologetically you. Have your opinions, keep your hobbies, say no when you gotta say no, leave the room, protect your peace, let them rage and whine. That's none of your business. You're not a mirror on which they can project their weaknesses. You're a mountain. And so don't forget to send the word HSCKS in the comments to get a free copy of my ebook 11 Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Hacks to reclaim your life and your power. It's available for immediate download, and you can get a copy by sending HSCKS in the comments. Thank you if you just did that. It means a lot. And so what is the spiritual warfare when it comes to driving a narcissist crazy? There are some heavenly strategies you can use, which I personally used. And so let's shift to the spiritual realm. There's a spiritual angle to fighting narcissistic abuse, because narcissistic abuse isn't just psychological warfare, it is spiritual warfare. And so you got to know how to fight it on the spiritual front too. You're not just fighting a person. You are resisting a spirit of control, a spirit of manipulation, as well as a spirit of pride. And you got to be prepared to fight spiritually. And so stop worshiping the narcissist approval. That's the first way to fight spiritually. Stop worshiping the approval of the narcissist. They want to be your God. They want to be your Lord and your Master. But there's only one God, and He doesn't gaslight you. He doesn't shame you. He doesn't crush your soul. Rather, He nourishes you. Rather, He takes care of you. And Galatians 1 verse 10 says, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings? That is Apostle Paul talking of God. He's asking, am I trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? If I was still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. And so you cannot please people as well as God. And so you cannot please the narcissist as well as God. And every time you choose God's voice over the voice of the narcissist, you drive them crazy. Now, the second way to drive a narcissist crazy is to pray strategically, not emotionally. Don't just cry, because when you cry, you're praying emotional prayers. Pray strategically, and so wage war in your prayers. Pray for clarity, pray for courage, pray for freedom, and also pray Psalm 91 over your mind and your home. Pray for God to expose the lies and strip the idol of the narcissist from your heart, to break every soul tie that you still share with a narcissist. And if you're still in the relationship, pray for God to protect your soul and give you a divine exit strategy. It matters a lot. Okay, having said that, let me talk about the third thing you can do spiritually to fight, to drive a narcissist crazy, and that is fast for freedom. Jesus said some spirits don't leave except by prayer and fasting. That is in Matthew 17:21. And so fasting disconnects you from the flesh and reconnects you to God's power. It's a powerful way of breaking any soul tie, and it helps you to begin to see clearly. The fog lifts, the fog will lift, the FOG, fog will lift, and you stop mistaking their manipulation for love, because their manipulation isn't love. It is called narcissistic love. And so you stop mistaking their manipulation for love, and you see things for clearly the way they are. The fourth thing you can do to drive the narcissist crazy is to speak life over yourself. The narcissist has spoken curses over you. So the narcissist has spoken curses over you. He said, you are nothing without me. He said, no one else will love you. He or she has said, you're too sensitive, you're too much, you're too little. But hear what God says, because you are not defined by what the narcissist says. You are defined by what God says. And God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. That is Psalm 139 verse 14. God also says you are more than a conqueror. That is Romans 8:37. And God also says you are God's masterpiece. That's Ephesians 2 verse 10. So drive the narcissist crazy by refusing to believe their script. Stop believing their BS, and embrace God's truth about you. Embrace God's truth about you. And so in closing, I'll ask you to walk in power, because narcissists thrive on fear. Narcissists thrive thrive on control and narcissists thrive on attention. So what breaks them? That is a big question. And a big answer is that your peace breaks them, your clarity breaks them, your refusal to play ball breaks them, and your connection with God also breaks the narcissist. So don't argue, don't explain, don't worship their moods. Let them be. Just live, just shine, just walk in truth, because that is how you win spiritually and psychologically. That is how to win. That is how I won, and I'm recommending this 100% that you're going to win if you do all that I recommend in this video. And if this video blessed you, I would like you to go ahead and like it, share it with someone who needs this message, and also subscribe to this channel. Why are you not yet subscribed? This is a strong and supportive community where we hold hands virtually in our fight against narcissistic abuse. And so subscribe right now, on drop a comment. I reclaim my peace. Let's make healing go viral. Let's make healing go viral. Yes, I reclaim my peace. Let me see that in the comments. I'll be in the comments shortly. And before I go, let me tell you that you are not alone. You are not crazy. You are coming out strong, as stronger than strong can be. And also stay free, stay protected, stay rooted in God's love, because God's love is enough for you to overcome the shenanigans of the narcissist in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot that you took out the time to watch. I'll see you in my next.